We welcome you all to 12th Man Studios for the latest edition of The Beat. I'm Will Johnson. Glad to have you here. Texas A&M basketball is where we begin, and they are all important to the Aggies now because this team has a chance to claim the 2016 Southeastern Conference title. Last week, they had two contests, at home against Mississippi State and on the road in Columbia at Mizzou. Closing out a three-game homestand, the Aggies hosted the resurgent Mississippi State Bulldogs last Wednesday. State has not accumulated the record they envisioned this year, but their roster has plenty of talent. This would be a tough test for the Aggies. Tyler Davis, coming off his game-winning performance versus Kentucky, was big again for A&M.
Here's a lob down to Davis. Davis started up, got it blocked. He's got the ball back, goes right back up again, falls for him, and he gets an and one. He lob it down low. Goes inside to Davis, took a little bounce or two around the rim and then fell for him.
The other freshmen, Admon Gilder and DJ Hogue, had quite the first half performances as well.
Caruso in the corner to Admon, lets fly with a three, got one at last shot. 10-8 Texas A&M, Admon Gilder with a three. Lob it here to Hogue. Hogue hoping for a three, let's rip, and he does it. Why not?
At the break, it's A&M 33, MSU 29. Second half, A&M would twice extend the lead to 8 points. But that would be as big as it would get. MSU put together a gritty performance led by guard Greg Swords, 24 points. With a few minutes left in the contest, it turned into a back-and-forth affair. Tie game with less than 20 seconds on the clock. It was A&M's ball and their chance to close it out at home. Danuel House would take it, drive to the basket, and get fouled with 2 seconds left. House would knock down both attempts. State ball with 2 seconds left. Tony Trosha Morelos would use his wide wingspan and come up with the steal on the inbound. It was over. The Aggies won it, 68-66. Moving to the weekend, A&M was up in Columbia, Missouri to take on the Mizzou Tigers. The Tigers were last in the league and looking for the upset to salvage some of their year. However, they would not have enough firepower to keep up with the Ags. Texas A&M raced out to a 17-point halftime lead, courtesy of Jalen Jones and Danuel House.
House wanted to shoot right there. Now he will. He put it on the floor about 3 times. That's high off.
Why not?
They went above the backboard, even with the shot clock, came right back down through the net. Jones drives and banked it in. Little layup from the left side. They tried to defend that. That could not be defended.
It was the same story after the break. 4 Ags scored in double digits, including Jones, House, Tony Trosha Morelos, and Admon Gilder. DJ Hogue and Tyler Davis would chip in 9 and 8 points, respectively. The biggest stat of the day came from Alex Caruso's 6 assists. With those numbers, Caruso moved into first place all-time in the A&M record books for career assists. He's now number 1 for both assists and steals. In the end, it's A&M 84, Missouri 69. This win and some results around the league would push A&M into a tie atop the conference standings. A&M is right where they want to be in the hunt for the SEC championship. On Tuesday, Texas A&M had a tilt at Auburn, and that leads them to a Saturday contest back here at home at Reed Arena versus the Vanderbilt Commodores. It'll tip at 11 a.m., and that is also Senior Day. That's one of the topics at hand when we have Billy Kennedy join us on the other side of the break. This portion of the beat is brought to you by ASCO, your place for case construction equipment in Texas. We welcome you back inside 12th Man Studios, and we welcome to the desk head men's basketball coach Billy Kennedy. He and the Aggies have their sights set on an SEC championship. We sit down with him right now, looking for a Saturday matchup against Vanderbilt that will be very key in that race. It'll also be Senior Day. That's something we will discuss. But, Coach, first of all, you're a New Orleans native. A lot of your coaching career has come in the South. What would an SEC championship just mean to you personally if you could go out there and grab it?
No, it's obviously it'd be a big deal. I've been blessed to win the conference championships at the other places I've been, and the ultimate for me would be an SEC championship. And so we got to take care of business. We got some work to do, but it's been something we talked about with our team before the season, and now we're in position to do it, and still got a lot of work ahead of us. So
certainly is the case. Now, when we think about this next home game, it's Vanderbilt. It's also Senior Day, and it's tough to say goodbye to a really good group of seniors like you have this year. And if we kind of go through them here, Alex Caruso is going to leave as the all-time assists and steals leader at Texas A&M University. I almost marvel at that because those stats mean I think you're a team guy if you lead right there.
no question, he's the ultimate team guy, one of the best I've ever coached. Just brings it every day. His effort's been good every day. His attitude's good every day. He gets frustrated sometimes at me, and I get frustrated at him sometimes, but it's been a great 4 years, and we've been really, truly blessed to have him, and it's been a pleasure for me to coach him.
Mm-hmm. Now with Anthony Collins, he's also one of your guards. Saturday may be more of a celebration of his college career because he's actually played in the NCAA tournament at South Florida. He was a conference assist leader with the Bulls as well, and he's meant a lot to you in his one season at A&M. Anthony Collins is going to play his last at Reed on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, what a blessing it is to have gotten him this summer. You know, we signed him late, and Houston guy coming back to Texas, had a lot of experience. Really has been a great addition to our team, but the thing that's best about him is his attitude, and he's about winning, you know, and just a good kid, goes to class, no issues, always in the gym, early in the morning, very disciplined. He's been a great addition to not only to our team but to our university because he's going to do great things for himself in the future.
Certainly so, and also think about a guy in Jalen Jones, and he's always been a good scorer, but do you think he's upped his game in that aspect this season?
He's definitely taken it to a different level. You know, when he transferred to us a year and a half ago, or it may have been longer than that, but we knew we were getting an intense guy with a good motor, rebounder, athlete who played at a high level. But we didn't expect him to be doing the things he's doing this year. He's made himself a better player. He's bought into our system, and he's already graduated. So, you know, he's been a great surprise in some ways, but a great addition in many ways.
And then finally, Daniel House, since his time at Texas A&M, he's always meant a lot to the program. Yeah,
he came in and didn't know if he was going to have to sit a whole year, and we were fortunate to get him eligible after missing the Dayton game, and he's been an impact player from day one since he's been on campus. Just his confidence and his ability and his talent, and he's on course to graduate too. So we've got 4 guys who are going to finish with a lot of wins and hopefully some championships and their degrees, and all 4 of them have been special for us.
I also want to throw at you a guy who's not a senior, but we're going to spotlight him in just a second. He's Tony Trocha-Morelos, a native of Colombia. We're going to have an interview with him in the next segment. It's actually going to be in Spanish. But Tony had to wait to get on the floor. That's tough on a guy, but he's really shown some strides this season for the basketball team.
He really set the tone for us this year. You know, when Jalen wasn't playing those first 4 games, he came in and was really aggressive on both ends of the floor, took us to Atlantis, where he helped us beat Gonzaga, Texas, and had the confidence that we thought he was going to be when we recruited him. You know, and he's been through a lot, and it's good to see him enjoy it and have some fun and some success on the court.
Coach, we're looking forward to Saturday against Vanderbilt. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Billy Kennedy right here on the beat. On the other side of the break, that interview with Tony Trocha-Morelos in Spanish.
This portion of the beat is brought to you by Memorial Hermann, official sports medicine partner of Texas A&M Athletics. We welcome you back to the beat. Aggie basketball's Tony Trocha-Morelos, a native of Colombia, had to wait his turn to finally see action on the court. But once he got there, he wasted no time in making an impact. He recently did slow things down a bit, though, for this following interview conducted in Spanish with our Marissa Contreras.
Hola y muy buenas tardes, gracias por acompañarnos. Aquí estoy junto a la de Tony Trocha-Morelos. Tony, muchas gracias por acompañarnos y felicidades en un muy exitoso inicio de temporada. ¿Cómo te sientes hoy?
La verdad, bueno, primero, gracias por la invitación. Me siento muy emocionado de estar aquí, primera vez que hago una entrevista en español, entonces...
Bueno, pues gracias por prestarnos tu tiempo. Platícame, ¿qué diferencia en tu juego has en comparación con la temporada pasada?
Bueno, la verdad, el año pasado fue mi primer año, no había jugado después de 2 años, no estaba en un buen condicionamiento físico, o sea, mi cuerpo no era el mismo, pero puse mi trabajo en el verano, quería trabajar, quería ponerme un poco más fuerte, tener más confianza y gracias a Dios cogí un poco más de cuerpo y gracias a eso tuve la confianza de jugar como estoy jugando ahora.
¿Y cómo mantuviste tu deseo por ser exitoso durante tu adolescencia?
Pues eso tiene que ver a la edad que yo me fui a mi casa. Tenía 12 años cuando me fui para la ciudad de Bogotá y quería demostrarle que yo era capaz de salir adelante por mi cuenta y no dejar que otras personas me derrumbaran con comentarios y solo seguir adelante.
Y irte de tu casa desde una muy temprana edad, ¿qué impacto tuvo eso en tu manera de jugar?
Bueno, pues al comienzo sí tuvo un impacto muy grande, pues estar muy lejos de la familia es duro y cuando tienes 12 años mucho más, pero ya después de unos meses entendía las razones por las cuales yo estaba haciendo lo que estaba haciendo y solo pensaba en disfrutar y aprender todo lo que pudiera.
Y ahora que estás aquí jugando en un escenario tan grande como la Universidad de Texas A&M, ¿qué significa para ti que tus papás, tu familia te puedan ver jugar en la televisión o por otras redes?
Pues esto para mí fue un sueño. Siempre he tenido sueños grandes, pero algunos no se cumplen y otros sí se pueden cumplir. Este es un sueño de esos que desde pequeño tú te lo imaginas, pero no sabes si va a pasar o no, pero ahora que lo estoy viviendo lo disfruto y me levanto cada día agradeciéndole a Dios por la oportunidad que me dio, porque sé que 50 millones de colombianos desean estar aquí y yo estando aquí, eso significa que represento a esos 50 que quieren estar aquí y lo hago con el mayor de los gustos.
Y si habría un niño o alguien, como tú hablaste, de los miles de personas que quieren estar en donde tú estás ahora, ¿qué les dirías tú que es la clave para estar donde tú estás hoy?
Bueno, algo que yo tuve cuando estaba en Colombia era mucha disciplina y el amor por el baloncesto. O sea, si tú tienes disciplina en lo que tú haces, no solo en el baloncesto, pero disciplina en tu casa, en los estudios, en todo lo que haces, podrás lograr todo lo que tú quieras. Y amar lo que haces, porque lo más bonito es hacer lo que haces todos los días, pero sería mejor si lo amas.
Our thanks to both Marissa and Tony. You saw earlier Trosha Morelos had that big defensive play against Mississippi State to help stave off the Bulldogs in the final seconds of that win. A&M looks forward to Vanderbilt this Saturday, hoping to claim that SEC title. We've got more on the other side of the break. Stay with us. This time of year always brings you plenty of action from our Texas A&M teams, and we have the report on several of them right now, including both Diamond squads, baseball and softball, and a little talk about Kevin Sumlin and his football team.
Out in Malibu this weekend, the third-ranked Aggie baseball team took on the Pepperdine Waves just off the shores of the Pacific Ocean. On Friday, the Aggies lost. They held an early lead but relinquished it, falling 7-5. Then on Saturday and Sunday, pitching domination was in order. A&M shut out Pepperdine in back-to-back games. Kyle Simons threw 7 innings Saturday. He was followed by Ryan Hendricks finishing things up with 2 scoreless innings in relief. A&M wins 6-0. Sunday, Tyler Ivey tossed the first 6 scoreless. He gave the ball to Jace Vines for the final 3. A&M wins it 4-0 to take the series.
Yeah, very proud of our team to lose on Friday, to come back and win the series. Says a lot about our toughness, and it all starts and ends on the mound. We had a great start by Tyler Ivey. Our bullpen was fantastic with Jace Vines coming in and slamming the door with 9 outs. And, you know, defensively we played at a very high level all weekend long. And, again, all in all, very proud of our guys.
The Aggies out-hit the Waves 24-5 combined on the last 2 days of the weekend. Softball blasted away at home in the Texas A&M Invitational. Indiana, A&M Corpus Christi, and UTEP were the competition, but weren't much resistance. The Aggies, ranked 14th entering, were a menace. They launched 9 home runs over the weekend, 3 of them grand slams. They outscored their foes by a combined 44-2. A&M goes 5-0 in the invite. They have won 14 in a row. Their overall record, 17-1.
Let's go, fellas. Hey, day one, go out, compete, have a great time. Let's go. Team on 3, 1, 2, 3, team.
Finally, Aggie football began spring drills on Monday. Kevin Sumlin has welcomed some new coaches to his staff. 14 practices lead up to April 9th when the team holds the spring game inside of Kyle Field at 5 p.m. Coach Sumlin after the first workout.
Coach, what was the energy level like?
It was good. It should be the first day. You know, it's with some new schemes, you know, offensively, and you know, some new coaches out there. So we had, I thought we had really good energy, and you know, we benefit now with the new rules of being able to meet a little bit during the week. So from an installation standpoint, we've had a couple 3 weeks since recruiting for, you know, coaches to install offensively and defensively during the weeks, and quarterbacks have done a good job on their own in 7-on-7s and things like that. So you know, with that, we're probably a little bit further ahead for the first day than I would have expected, but the energy level was good. The tempo was good, and I thought it was good.
Stay logged on to 12thman.com for coverage of spring ball.
A quick note on Aggie baseball before we go to break. Coming out of that Pepperdine series, they had thrown 4 shutouts in their first 8 contests of 2016. The last time that happened within the program, you got to go all the way back to 1907. We return in just a bit to close out this edition of The Beat. A quick note before we go, Texas A&M women's basketball is off to Jacksonville, Florida for the SEC tournament. Their first action is Friday. The Aggies are the 2 seed out there. So long, everybody. This edition of The Beat has come to a close. We will see you next week.